let's take a look at the latest odds to win the Golden Boot in the Premier League this campaign from Caesar Sportbook. We clearly see Erling Haaland is the favourite, followed closely by Mohamed Salah, but there is such competition for the Golden Boot this year. The battle is well and truly on. And I can promise you, nothing gives me more pleasure on our CBS Sports coverage when we all disagree. And I have a feeling we're going to do it again. Welcome into the studio. My name is Ian Joy, alongside my good friends Jimmy Conrad and Luis Garcia. Jimmy Conrad, Premier League Golden Boot. I got a feeling you're going to spice it up a little bit. Talk to me.
Well, I'm going to start with the reigning Golden Boot winners that was shared by Heung-min Son and Mo Salah last season. Mo Salah also led the league in assists. I just wonder what Liverpool are going to look like without Sadio Mane, because I thought he really balanced that attack, and they had a striker maybe at the peak with Bobby Firmino, who was more complementary to those two players. Now you add Darwin Núñez, who I love. I think he's a fantastic player. He just scored 4 goals recently in one half. So he's kind of finding his way in this new system that he's going to be playing, different from Benfica now to Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. He is more of a proper 9. He's going to need more service in a way that maybe Jota or Firmino, whoever else played up top, didn't need as much. Like, they'd always combine and change. And so I think that's going to be somewhat of a drop-off maybe on the goal output. Also, there's plenty of history out there in many sports that when you sign a new big deal, sometimes you have a bit of a drop-off. You somehow get the satisfaction that you've accomplished everything that you want, and maybe you're not going to be as sharp. I don't know if Mo Salah is going to fall into that, but we've seen it with some of the top professionals around the world in all sports. So we'll see if that happens. Now, with regard to Heung-min Son, I think now that they've added different players, they got Richarlison, you got Kulusevski, who's now going to have a proper summer with Spurs and with his teammates. You got Harry Kane, and I think they're sharing the burden a little bit more. So I don't know if Heung-min Son's going to really be lighting it up. He'll still be scoring, and he'll be involved and contributing, but I don't know if it's going to lead to him going all the way and beating the Golden Boot winner once again, which is really impressive last season. I'm going Erling Haaland. I think I'm going with Captain Obvious pick here, boys. And I'm doing that because Manchester City's going to have 85% possession. We've already seen him score in the preseason recently against Bayern Munich. And when you have someone like Kevin De Bruyne, who's like absolutely fantastic so far in the preseason, and when he's healthy and pulling the strings, I honestly feel like Erling Haaland's going to be the tap-in merchant of all time this season. He's going to have so many goals inside the 6-yard box, just crashing the back post when you have a Grealish who's going to get more minutes with the Sterling leaving, and you can just tell he's going to start emerging a little bit more. I just don't know. I think he's going to stick close to getting a goal a game every time he steps on the field. I mean, he's that good, and his nose for the goal, his anticipatory skills, his finishing with both feet. I just don't know how I can go against Erling Haaland right now. So as long as he stays healthy, I think he's going to be the Golden Boot winner.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. What just Jimmy said. So you're talking that Son is not going to be top scorer because he's going to share some time with you said Kulusevski, you said Harry Kane, but Haaland, yes, because he's going to finish every single occasion or chance that Manchester City. Okay. Let me go with this one. I'm going to go back. Oh, I love that. I wasn't expecting this, but I love it. Guys, have a look to the goals have been scored in the past 10 years. So the maximum is an average of 22, apart from Mo Salah in the 78 team. But I'm going to give you another stat. Can you see any of Manchester City players in there? No one, because the last player of Manchester City who was top scorer, he was in the season 2014-15. That he was. Who it was? Kun Agüero. You know how many? 26 goals. That was ages ago. I cannot even remember. Kun Agüero. And you're expecting that now on these days, and I'm not going to talk about what Ian and I talked before about 25 goals. I'm gonna keep it safe and quietly. But on these days, Premier League to score 25 goals is very, very difficult. And much more for a team like City, that the most of what they do is possession. They keep the possession. They score goals, yes, but they score goals on many different situations. Players who come in second line. We talk about Bernardo Silva. We talk about De Bruyne. Players who arrive in second line because most of the teams, they play with 2 lines of 4 in front of the box. So for Haaland, he's a player who needs space. Yeah, he's very good in the air. And yeah, he's going to have a few tap scenes because you got Grealish on the side, Mahrez on the side. But those players are going to be looking also for goals. They want goals because they are strikers. Yeah, it's fine to pass the ball, but Mahrez is a player who likes to score 15 or so goals. So again, Haaland is going to be a very good top number 9. Yes, but he's not going to be the top scorer because so he's surrounded by players who are going to be keeping the ball around him, playing again. And he's going to get so frustrated because his main thing is run to goal and score, run to go to the score. He's not going to use to get the ball and pass, So he needs to adapt to that. Pep Guardiola will manage him and will help him to improve on that. Yes, I'm sure. But for scoring the first season 25 goals, he needs to adapt a little bit. And I don't care that they put me the footage of the other day tapping in one pass from Grealish. Yeah, that's fine. It's a precision game, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go once again with Salah. Why is that? I'm not going to talk even about what's up. Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, I know you're going to say.
Erling Haaland is a once-in-a-generation player. We have him and Kylian Mbappe. The fact that part of what I think he's so good at is that he can adapt, Lucho. So okay, he's scoring all these goals in the Bundesliga, blah, blah, blah. But then he crushes it in the Champions League against some of the world's best competition, including against Manchester City. So I'm not worried about him. I think he's
in Champions League is not the same. Jimmy, Premier League and Champions League is not the same. I score I score 10 goals in Champions League. And I couldn't score that in Premier League. There is no way. So that's the way that I think that it is going to be. And I go with Mo Salah. Why is that? Because I think exactly the opposite what you guys think. That because he signed a new contract, he doesn't have to prove again that he's one of the best players. He is a player who is a winner. We've seen in the last 3-4 years. He wants to show that he's the main man. He wants to be the top scorer. And you saw that because even though when he arrived, he was that kind of player. And this year he's going to have Darwin Núñez, who is going to put some of the pressure because he's a very top guy. He's going to attract a lot of players. So I think that Mo Salah is going to be even with more space to have more chances. He's going to have Darwin. He's going to have Diogo. He's going to have Luis Diaz. So he's a player who likes to link with him. So I think that once again, Mo Salah is going to be right there at the top. I'm not sure if he's going to ride to the 25, 26, but he's going to be around it because that's the way he's done it. And that's the way he's done it few times already.
Lucho, I absolutely love your passion. I love the debate. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for. I actually couldn't sleep last night waiting to get into the studio so that we could have this discussion. Now, I respect you, Lucho and Jimmy, both your opinions clearly, and both make very good points. I mean, it's great. We're talking about world-class players here. I'm sure Harry Kane's going to be there or thereabouts as well. But, of course, I do know that Erling Haaland is going to make you love him, Luis Garcia. He's going to make you love him.
I love him. I love him.
He's going to be different. Now, this is not like any other player I've seen before. This is a cross between Thierry Henry, maybe a little bit of a powerhouse and flexibility like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and then a finisher like Alan Shearer. I mean, we're talking about proven goal scorers at the very highest level, not just the Champions League, but also, and I get it, he hasn't played a game in the Premier League. The players that I would sort of put him in the category of are Premier League goal scorers. Now, the question will be as to whether or not he plays every game for Manchester City, because clearly they want to win a Champions League, and maybe their focus is not necessarily just on cleaning up domestically. I think they actually probably want to win everything, but Erling Haaland might not play every game in the Premier League, and that scares me a little bit. I do think that he gets 25 plus goals in the Premier League this campaign. I'm so hot on this player. I hope he stays injury free because that is the key to success, not only for him personally getting past 25 goals, which as Luis just mentioned there, it's so difficult to do in the Premier League. Scoring 20 plus goals in the Premier League is almost impossible. And I think if we go back to the record is what, Luis? It's 34 goals. Two players did that, if I'm not mistaken. Andy Cole and Aaron Shearer. Decades ago? Yeah. So it's almost impossible for us to think that he could get anywhere close to that. But if Jimmy Conrad's right, and he gets a goal a game, then I will be a very happy man because I think that Erling Haaland, and I'll let you just come off the back of me here there, Lucho, because I know you're probably eager to get in here, but I just think Erling Haaland is something we have never seen before. And the Premier League has seen many kinds of players.
Yeah, I know. And I totally understand. And I love him. Trust me that I love him. I like the way his hunger that he wants to score goal. He doesn't like to be like one of those guys that when they're in front, they want to chip it or they want to do a skill before to score. No, he's just focused on, and we talked about him and we had the chance of talking with him last year. And we realized that he wants more. Every single time. And when he's not like this, he's frustrated and he's angry and he wants to play again. And he was frustrated when he scored 2 goals and the manager was asking him to score more. But there are moments where you need to control that. He's very young. He's been in teams where everybody was playing for him. He's been receiving so many balls because he needed to finish every single ball. When he wasn't on the ball, he was frustrated. He was angry with their teammates. And that's something that it could be very good, but also you have to balance because you're going to be surrounded by top players who needs also the ball, who needs to be the main man. So we've seen players like Grealish who struggle, and even though they play in Premier League, but playing in a different situation, playing for a team that is going to play against teams that they are sitting at the back. That's something that, trust me, is very difficult because you need to find different ways of facing this kind of oppositions. You're going to have to understand that sometimes you cannot move. You have to stay still. And they're going to tell you, listen, don't move because like this, you're going to help me to open other spaces, open wider spaces, open different lines, different gaps that other players are going to use. Is he going to be ready to not move? Because in his head, he's the main man. He's the one who has to finish. But sometimes you don't need to move. That's something he needs to understand. Is he going to be ready to give that up for helping the team? That's something that I'm not sure because you know that strikers are selfish. I know that because I'm being a striker. And I know what it is not being involved. I know what it is to be waiting on the wide areas there, wide open, without touching a ball for 10 minutes just because the fullback is with me, the winger is with me, and that's how I help. That's something that I don't see Haaland doing very in the coming months. Then he realized that he has to be, and like this, he will receive balls. But a lot of time without scoring goal, that's something that it worries me because he's going to get frustrated. So, yeah, he's going to be there fighting, but I don't think that he's going to arrive to the 25 goals. And, of course, he's going to maybe score 35, and I have to shut my mouth. But at the moment, the way that I see it, I think he's not going to arrive to 25.
We love you, Lucho, and there's no doubt about it. Erling Haaland, I thought it was a great comment after the victory against Bayern Munich in the friendly game for Manchester City when he did score a debut goal. He said, that is actually the first time and only time I've ever beaten Bayern Munich, so I'm happy with that. Let's recap on what the guys have chosen today. Luis Garcia, obviously favouring Mohamed Salah once again. Why would you not? The guy is simply a goal machine. And I think it's safe to say, Jimmy Conrad, Luis Garcia thinks that we've gone a little bit too far here with our estimation of Erling Haaland potentially scoring a goal again. But me and Jimmy Conrad go for Erling Haaland to have a wonderful debut campaign and run out to be Premier League Golden Boot winner for next season.